Hi, I thought I'd do this little video tutorial of how to make this book folded lamp. Now, it's not my idea, and I got the idea through one of our members from the Facebook group called Newbies Book Folding. So basically it's just made out of one book and it is really quite pretty. What I'll do is I'll just bring it up to the camera so you can see certain elements of it. Excuse me there. So basically the fold, that's just a little flower bead cap there with an end tube bead cap, I think it is, yeah. So and then just decorated with just ribbon and lace and what have you. So I'll go through basically what you need to actually make that. I'll put it there while I just have a chat with you. Excuse me. Right, so you're going to need a book, at least, paperback book would be fine, at least 600 pages. So you're then going to split the book to at least, let me think how many pages, 160. But 150 pages would be fine because it really is quite a bulky fold. So you'll probably get away with the first part of the rip the first part of the book away to at least 100 and, well, how many have I done here? 160, I think it is. Yeah. So then that leaves you with, I'll talk about the fold in a bit, but then that leaves you with the rest of the book, which you need to mark off around 3 centimetres. But what I tend to do is I tend to like to follow the text, so it doesn't really, it's not so important that it's got to be 3 centimetres, but around, this one is 3.5 centimetres, but I took it to the edge of the text there, so I've got a line to follow when I cut, and then I mark that part of the book as well. So when I come to cut, I've got a line to go by and the text, and it's just easier that way. So the basic fold for the base is this. Right, so again, this is quite simple. And so I like to use my thimble. So you're going to take your page to the edge of the text there and then just crease it. Make sure that it's nice and neat. Crease and then just double fold it again to the spine. Let me fold it first. So fold it again to the spine. So it's like that. So tuck it in, make sure it's well tucked in and it's all nice and straight, because the straighter you can get this, the neater the base will look. Okay, so what we've done so far is I've cut the bottom section off the bottom of the book, trying as best as possible to keep it straight, because bear in mind that this is going to be your base, so you want to have it as straight as you possibly can get it. So that's that section, and this section of the book, what's remaining, is going to be your shade. So what you want to do is mark it 2.5 centimetres from the spine and do a nice sort of like bold line down. So that's going to be your guide of where you're going to start the fold. So basically what I do is I turn the book so I can see this mark and then just fold, starting with the tip, just the fold beginning there, and angle it so it goes into the spine like so, and then just crease it, and then that forms your shade. So the tip of the fold against that line there and crease, and you want to aim to keep all this nice and straight, because that is your shade, and your shade's got to look quite crisp. So again, to that line, to the spine, decrease and fold. So you continue doing that through the rest of the book, and that's that bit. And for the base, well, that is really simple. All you do is you get your page over, fold it to the spine and crease. Fold it to the spine and crease, keeping it again straight. So just fold it to the spine over like that. So what I'm going to continue doing now is finishing off this, and then when it comes to putting the lamp together, I've already kind of done a video on how to make this lamp holder, and basically that is for if you just take it off, so you can actually remove the shade, so you can replace the tea light there. So basically that is the shade completed. Let me just move this out of the way and then I'll explain what I'm going to do. So that is you have to excuse my dog snoring in the background. So that is your shade completed. And basically when you come to form your shade, you open it out, just sort of like manipulate it so you can glue the spine sort of like closed, and you should get that shape. So then it comes to the candle holder. I showed you how to make the actual candle holder itself. So glue that to a cardboard base, and also that bit there to the candle to a cardboard base. So it just gives you something to adhere to. So what's next is, let me just move this out of the way and say hello to Dexter there. Hello Dexter, you keeping an eye on me? Hey. Right, so sorry about that, deviating there. So what I will do now is I will stick this to the base. I'm making sure that it's nice and central. So I'll stick that to the base, and then what I've also done is made a cardboard base here to give it just that little bit more of stability there. So then I would stick this obviously onto the base. Again, making sure it's all nice and central and that it's not, you know, you don't want this base to be wobbling all over the place. So I'd stick that like so. So we'll just move that out of the way. So bear with me. And bring in the shade. So now we come to this bit. So what I would do with this, I would turn it upside down like so, and stand up for this because you need to make sure that it is central. Okay, so this is where I've got to, and I've stuck each section to each other. It's rather large to show you exactly. So I've made sure that it's all nice and straight when I've got it on. You know, I've swiveled it round to make sure. Hi ladies, I thought I'd show you how I made the little candle holder. You know, like we're all enjoying making Brenda's lamps. So people are asking how you attach the lampshade to the base. Now I find it better to cut a piece of cardboard out and put it on top of the shade and then make one of these. It just gives it a little bit more stability. So how I've made that is from a piece of clear packaging. I treated myself to a new die, so that's any excuse. So that's all this is, clear packaging. So then what I did is I cut it. Trouble is you can't see it once you put it down. So I cut it to the size that I wanted it. So basically, just to the tip or just past the tip of the candle. It's entirely up to you, but I thought with the height, you didn't want to make it like too high so it looks like it's standing on a stalk. So basically what I did, cut it and then measured it. It can be a bit fiddly. So the first one wants to be glued to around about the circumference, just a little bit, give it a little bit of room, not too much, to the circumference of the candle there. So measure your candle and then clamp it. Now what have I done with my clamps? Tell you what, I'll use pegs. Just bear with me. Right, so that's where I want to glue it. So I clamp it, and that way I know that's where I want to glue that. So just like that, and then that's going to fit over there. So you want to try and get a glue that is, well, on acetate you'll see it anyway, but then I decorate the acetate afterwards. So keeping it clamped with my fingers. Well, I roughly know how wide this is, so I'm going to open it up and then I'm going to just spread a thin layer of glue just along there, not too much because it smudges out. I'll stick that back in there. So again, I'm going to bring it back round and just clamp it there. So you'll see the glue edge, but like I say, I decorated mine to hide that smudgy glue look. So just make sure again that it fits. Bring it out like that, so you can see that you've got room for your candle, and then clamp it. Looks a bit messy at this stage, but it's amazing what you can hide, you know, with a bit of ribbon or a die cut. So that's the first bit. So for the second bit, exactly the same piece, cut out again. I managed to pick that up straight away without hunting. So now what we want to do, we want to so what I did is I basically went round the circumference of the second piece and made sure that it went over but fitted snugly. So it actually fitted over, or you could actually do it inside, but obviously we've got to make sure that it fits the candle. So when that's dry, what I will do, can't do it now, I'll release the clamps, then go over this, making sure that I can actually fit this round the first bit of the plastic like that. So that way you can glue one piece to the shade and one piece to the stand, and then you'll be able to lift the two parts separately. Hi, well here's the lamp finished. It didn't take me that long to do once all the folding was done. So there's the little candle in there flickering away, and just some of the homemade flowers that I've made. So I hope you like this project, because I really love making these. And if you pop along to the Newbies book folding group, I'm sure you'll be welcomed, because there's lots of ladies sharing their ideas. Like I say, this wasn't my idea, but as the lady said who actually made this, was crafting is for sharing. So there's the bead cap there that I mentioned. That's just a cone bead cap on top of a flower bead cap. So all in all, I think it's a lovely project to make, and I would suggest, if you're going to make it, use a paperback with at least 600 pages. Okay, thanks for joining me then. Bye.